Well, that's a great question. I come from rural Iowa. I grew up in a small town of St. Charles, Iowa. It's a consolidated school district. I think one that consolidated was one of the first, actually, way ahead of its time. And it's something that it's something I've been passionate about, not only as a county treasurer, a state senator, a lieutenant governor, and now as governor, to make sure that no matter where our students live in the state of Iowa, that they have access to the same high quality educational programming. And I did that through STEM, was one of the areas that I did that, science, technology, engineering, and math. The main goal of that was to increase students' interest and achievement in STEM subjects, but most importantly, to make sure that no matter where they lived in the state, they had access to those same high-quality programs. Because I saw in some of the larger school districts, they were ahead of the game and really providing some great opportunities, and we wanted to make sure that underserved, underrepresented, and kids in rural areas had the same access to those great programs, and they are doing that. And through the STEM initiative as well, we've also it's called STEM Best, Business Engaging Students and Teachers. And again, it is all about bringing business and industry and educators together. They were operating in silos, and just helping them define what that workforce needs to look like, how they can coordinate and collaborate, and really provide our young people with real life work experiences. That helps with communication, with problem solving, with applying what they're learning, and we're just seeing great things come from that. We're actually seeing with the STEM initiative, we test that and have data that we've seen scores increase in math and science and reading. So not only are we providing these opportunities all across the state, but we're also, we have data to support that we're seeing movement and progress from what we're doing. The other thing that we can do is to grow the economy. We need to make sure that every single corner of our state is vibrant and growing, and that we're putting policies in place and we're working with our small communities so that our young people are staying or they want to move back to our communities, rural communities all across the state. So that's one of the best things I can do. I'll give you one really quick example, and this is what we can scale and emulate all across the state of Iowa, and it has to do with the kind of the STEM Best that I was talking about. Manchester, Iowa is a community of about 5,000 people. They needed welders desperately. And one of the businesses there was Henderson Products is the name of it. They were looking for welders. So they formed a partnership with the community college, the high school, and the business, Henderson Products, and implemented a welding program. And they have hired, I think it's something like 25 welders since they began this program, and a good chunk of them came right out of high school. And kids just didn't realize the opportunities that exist and the opportunities that existed right there in their community. So when you think about it, that's 20, 25, 30 young people that have made the decision to stay in Manchester, to start a family, to support the schools, support the Main Street. I mean, so we can do that, and that's just one example. We have a playbook that the Career Academy, the Pella Career Academy has put together for welding also, that's can be implemented in school districts all across the state. So that's welding, but now they'll do IT, they'll do nursing, they'll do engineering. So this can apply to any industry that we need, especially in high demand fields. And it's just a way, again, to make sure our kids are getting the skills, to make sure we're tying them to the opportunities that exist in Iowa. A couple other things we're working on. We just announced the computer sciences elementary. We've just put a team together. There'll be an RFP, and we'll have 6 schools in each one of the STEM regions that will be a computer science elementary, where they infuse computer programming into every discipline within the school, really, again, preparing our kids for what the future needs of business and industry will be, and just helping them be prepared for that. We also just launched a computer science PD incentive fund, because we know we have to have our educators trained to be able, make sure that we have the capacity there to teach our young people in an area that there's a lot of job opportunity within the state moving forward. So those are just some of the things. We launched an Empower Rural Iowa initiative that really is about making sure we're growing, investing, and connecting rural Iowa so that we can see the same opportunities there that we see in some of our more urban areas. Those are some of the things we're working on.